Hey, what's up, dudes? It's been a while since I've done a gear review, but we're gonna try something different here. This is a tactical, it's a flashlight review of the Fenix LD12, 12. This is probably a mid 2012 version. You actually see two flashlights up here, and I'm doing the review with another flashlight just for fun, and because it's dark out. And the difference between this LD12 flashlight and some of the other ones you've seen on my channel is that this flashlight is the first Fenix light that I bought that takes standard batteries, the AA batteries. Typically I buy the CR123A style flashlights. The battery's more expensive. They're good and they get hot, but I wanted to try something that's maybe more convenient, more accessible to people, especially outside of North America, where unique type batteries are harder to get and much more expensive. So this is a AA version. On top here is the LD12, and it's online. It's in the low $50 US range. And here is the much discussed on my channel Fenix PD20. This one's probably a 2010 version. It's labeled PD20 Premium R2. I know there is a newer version of this out now, and it looks very similar with the exception of one thing, which I'll tell you about. So what do I think about the LD20 so far? Well, you can see right away that it's just a hair larger, about ½ an inch larger than the PD20, which I love. Everything else is basically the same. It does have the crenulated, is that the right word? The more tactical looking front end basically, and it has the knurling in the middle, and has a standard pocket clip, and it has the tail switch that, even though it looks like you cannot stand it on its tail, which you can very easily with the PD20. So that's something that just occurred to me in the review here. And it's anti-roll, 1 for the pocket clip and 2 for the flat sides. And again, takes the standard AA battery. As far as power output, the CR123A batteries are going to provide a higher output. So the PD20 does 180 lumens, the LD12 does 115 lumens. This particular LD12 is the R5 LED, and it has, as I read here, it has a max runtime of 97 hours. And oh, by the way, you're likely to have a backup AA battery versus a backup CR123A battery. Adjustment, 6 levels, that's what it says. I don't know about that, but it has a general mode, a turbo mode, a strobe, and an SOS. What else can I tell you? It comes, I'm not showing you the box, but it comes with a standard Fenix kit, so an extra O-ring, a lanyard, a sheath, all that stuff. Holster, lanyard, spare O-rings, and a pocket clip. The length is 4.13 inches or 10.49 centimeters. Diameter 0.85 inches or 2.16 centimeters. It is 1.9 ounces, 53.86 grams. I'll say that even though this is slightly longer than the PD20, it's really not that bad to carry at all because it is smaller in diameter than the PD20. Potentially hard to see here, but it's not as wide. So it's easy to carry. You just don't notice it's in your jeans, shorts, whatever. What else can I tell you? Even though it's 115 lumens, it is more bright than what you would think. I would say it's not any one thing necessarily as far as style flashlights. I would say it's more of a thrower than a spreader in the beams, but it does pretty well wide as well. I don't have any complaints about the projection of the beam. What else? I want to tell you the lumens per setting, but I'm having trouble finding that while I speak here. I'll say that all these Fenix flashlights have multiple lumens settings. Some of them, in my opinion, have a problem with the first setting being way too low, and that frustrates me because you automatically have to go to the next setting. For this particular flashlight and the PD20, I don't have that issue. For the light that I'm actually doing the video with, it's the PD31, I do have that issue. The very first setting is way too low. It's not useful for most things, and I automatically have to go to the next setting. So as I'm chatting here, I've browsed and I found the first lumen setting to be a surprising 3 lumens, a mid setting of 27 lumens, a high of 60, and the turbo 115. I'm usually on the 60 and 115 settings, and I find it pretty useful. Now, what I am going to tell you is not necessarily specific to just the LD15, but it's specific to almost all the new Fenix flashlights. And unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of it. And what it is this side setting. It's this gray little switch. So not only do you have the tail cap to turn it on, okay, but you also have the side setting to switch through the modes. I'm going to remove the top light and show you just the LD20 now. So I'm pushing the side button, and each time I press, okay, so this is the lowest setting. I'll just start over. Lowest setting, next level, and turbo. So the settings are, again, good, and even though this looks pretty dark, it's actually very generous for the first setting, even though it says 3 lumens. Okay, so the side switch, it's awkward and slow to use. It's such a small flashlight, having to press your fingers up against this setting it's just, again, awkward when you want to use it fast. The good thing about the button is that it memorizes the last setting you're on. So let's go all the way to the max turbo setting of 115 lumens as I run out of batteries. Hold on, folks. Alright, so we're on the max setting here, and I'm just using the tail cap. Okay, so I can automatically go to the whatever last setting I used. I can also do a half press. Okay, here, no click. So I actually like the setting as far as memorizing the last. I like the side switch for memorizing the last setting you're on. However, it's much more slow than using the tail cap switch to roll through the different settings, like I'm doing with my PD31 here. What I would prefer that they have is keep the tail cap kind of scrolling ability where you can go through the different modes, but have a side button that's used only to memorize your preferred setting, not to flip through modes. So it's unfortunate, and I hope they roll this back, but all the flashlights are from Fenix are rolling to that side switch thing, and I don't like it as well, again, as the tail cap method. Where I don't mind it is when you buy a very large flashlight, the TK40 style and above. So the net of this video, I'm actually going to say this is a great flashlight. I think that if you're strongly opposed to the CR123A batteries and you want a perfect EDC light, this is a great one to get. Actually, I have switched to this. I'm carrying this one more than my PD20 lately. So it's a high recommendation. Let me know if you have any questions. Foreground is a closed umbrella, the sky in the background. We're going to test the LD12. Right now I'm on the lowest settings, and you can see that this umbrella is about 8 to 10 feet away. Behind there's a very large tree. So lowest setting, next level, and the maximum level. And just for comparison, this is the max 115 lumens. I'm going to go automatically straight to the turbo mode on the PD20 R2, and that's it right there. And you can kind of see the tree in the background there, and you can see that it's more of a widespread. I'll roll back to the 12. Okay, 12, 20, 12, 20. Not bad. And just because I have it in my pockets, I'm going to show you the Fenix PD31. And by the way, they do have a newer version, the PD32 already with the side switch. So this is on the lowest setting. It's like 5 lumens. And it's, to me, useless. It's very low, too low. So we're going to go up next. Automatically gets really bright. Next. Not a lot of difference between this setting and the next setting. Obviously the umbrella is blasted, super light, but look at the trees behind the scenes here. I'm going to rotate the flashlight. It's very, very bright. I think I'm making a plane land. I got to stop that. Alright, hopefully that's useful, but again, I highly recommend the LD12 for an EDC light.